if you're really interested in improving environmental quality in the U.S. from a CO2 perspective as well as particulates and other pollutants, you have to focus on two areas. You have to focus on coal in the electricity sector, and you have to focus on the transportation sector. Sticking with electricity, you have to say, okay, in that coal stack of all those plants that come on every day to make electricity, what are they like? Well, as with almost anything in life, there's 20 or 30% of them that produce by far the greatest amounts of pollutants. And so we're not suggesting that you could eliminate all coal consumption in the U.S. That would require basically a doubling of U.S. gas consumption. I don't think that's reasonable. But you can say, hey, let's go after the ones that are 30, 40 years old, and let's think about a cash for clunkers deal. It worked for automobiles. And the difference is this cash for clunkers doesn't require that there be new natural gas plants be built. We've got plenty of plants out there right now. They just don't run very often because right now we haven't yet internalized the external costs of burning coal. If you were to do that in some way, then gas would be a bargain. Now we're in a position where we can take a big step forward, a great leap forward, and for that to happen, I do think Washington and at the state level, you have to have policy changes. And at the state level, that means electricity shouldn't always be dispatched without regard to environmental costs, for example. At the national level, it means how do you best encourage automobile manufacturers to develop a propulsion system that, for example, is widely adopted in many places around the world. Manufacturers need to be pushed by government, and then government has to help on the infrastructure as well. I mean, there are certain things where government has to be a catalyst, and here is a great example. And the benefit to the federal government being a catalyst is that they can bring to the American people a fuel that's cleaner and cheaper, creates American jobs here, and enhances our national security.